So guys, whenever we start with the examination preparation, we always say one thing, that the analysis of the previous paper is very, very important. What is the reason for that? The reason is quite simple, because first of all, it tells us about that where the examiner is hitting from the past few years. It tells us about the important topics. It tells us about the depth on which the questions are being asked from a specific topic. It tells us about that whether there is any new dimension which the examiner has asked us previous year, and this might be something that might be continued this year also. And if we talk about current affairs, it also tells us about that what is the right time to start preparing for the examination. And this video is all about that, guys, where we will discuss about that what are the learnings you have to take away from the RBI Grade B 2024 Phase 1 examination if you are targeting the RBI examination of 2025 here. So first of all, before I proceed further on, guys, I want you guys to get enrolled to our RBI Grade A or B free course that we are offering to you. Because first thing is, you will get here the access to the previous year question papers, which will give you a broader idea that how the exam is evolving with regards to RBI examination. Second, guys, it will offer you the demo free lectures which we are providing you in the course, which will give you a source of idea that how we at EduTap is helping the students, whether you are getting aligned to the video lectures or not, that will be the thing. Third, you will get to know about the strategy here, that what could be the best strategy you can apply for the different subjects like finance and management, economic and social issues, or quant reasoning or English, because in GA I will be telling you about that with regards to 2024 examination. So guys, the link is given in the description below. Please quickly go, click on the link, and you can experience the mentorship that we are providing you at free of cost. So now let's start with the video, and as I've discussed you, what are the things we are going to discuss here. The agenda is quite simple. We will analyze the paper of 2024 Phase 1 examination. Now, what is the thing you have to take away from that? You will get to know about the right time to start preparing for current affairs. The most common question in our mind. So, कब से पढ़ना है? Second part, which source you can follow, because what are the sources where the examiner is hitting? Is there any new source that we have discovered this year, or is it the same that is going with the past analysis? Areas to focus on, what are the important topics or important dimensions where you have to focus on, and then we will talk about, you will get an idea of right orientation to study the relevant portion of the current affairs here. Let's begin with the first part here, that is the timeline here, because timeline is the most important concern for every student. Whether we should start from January, whether we should start from February, whether we should start from December. So what is the thing for that? The answer, if you can see behind me here, is, guys, this is a similar trend which we are observing from past many years in the RBI examination, that specifically if we talk about last 3 months, you can see here, this is where the major examination is coming from. You can see around 55 questions out of 80 have come from past 3 months here. And if I talk about beyond 5 months also, there were questions. So we always say 5-3 is the criteria. Now, how many questions are beyond 5 months? You can say 1, 2 to 4, 1, 5 and 12 questions. Now you will be saying, sir, 12 questions तो 5 से पहले भी है, तो क्या करें? Guys, see, 68 questions are coming from the past 5 months. If you are dedicatedly preparing current affairs, we always say 80 में से 80 नहीं लेना है. हमें क्या करना है? हमें प्राइम एग्जाम पे फोकस करना है, यानी कि हमें मैक्सिमम टारगेट ये है कि फेज 1 क्लियर करके फेज 2 में बैठना है. तो इसीलिए if you are preparing for past 5 months, you can score really good marks. But then comes a very important question: what is the right time to start here? Shall I start? Because you do not know when the notification is going to out. You do not know about that thing. But then again, what's the right time? So I say, guys, here that if you are seeing here the questions are being asked from 1 month, 2 months, there were majority of topics which we will discuss further with regards to economic and social issues, finance and management, or finance current affairs, I would say, RBI notifications. The topics were being seen in news in the past 2 months, but they were consistently being seen in news from the past 3 to 4 months in the news. So which means if you're starting from the month of January or February, your prime focus should be focused first on understanding the topics that we will get to know later in this video also. So that's the first thing, that if you're going with 5 months, you are really able to solve maximum questions in the examination here. Now comes my second learning here, the topic bifurcation here. How many number of questions were being asked from which specific topic? So guys, what is the thing here is, we have talked about ESI current affairs because we have a proper defined syllabus of economic and social issues. We have a syllabus of finance and management. So from ESI current affairs, we have seen 8 questions. From finance current affairs, we have seen 8 questions. Then comes your report section. This is one section where we will say that now you guys have to be very, very attentive. Because if you look at the examination of 2023-24, this is one area where now the RBI is increasing its weightage. So reports are high. RBI notifications. Here I will say when I talk about RBI notifications, I am saying here press release, circulars, or even reports of RBI. Because here in these 15 questions, I have not included RBI annual report, financial stability report, that is not included there. I have included all of them under the RBI website. 19 questions you can say are from RBI websites. Then we have government schemes, 7 questions. So this is just similar, 7 to 10 questions. This year also 7 questions have been there, which means specifically if I talk about here, this is the area where we have to now give lot of importance, but this is one area I will not say that you should skip this part because the weightage is on a similar line. Now, the thing is, this is one area from which the questions are being getting lower and lower every year. 2023, there was a dip here. We were expecting that this might be 1 year trend, but no. If you look at the examination of 2024 also, general awareness questions are getting deteriorated, which means if you are starting your preparation, guys, you must focus on the topics which are inclined towards both phase 1 and phase 2. Economic and social issues current affairs, finance current affairs, reports, government schemes, RBI notifications. And then this year, we have seen some questions of static also from finance static. Which means if you are preparing, wholeheartedly preparing for the phase 2 of the examination, that is the first thing. First target the phase 2 because the thing which is relevant only for phase 1, the topics, we have seen just 16 questions. So there is a decrease here. There is an increase, there is a decrease here. This is what we can observe with regards to number of topics here. Then comes my type of questions, because I have given you the timeline, I have given you the number of topics on which the questions are being asked, but on which depth the questions are being asked and what type of questions are being asked. Let's start first with the general awareness section here. Obviously, the number of questions have deteriorated, but if you look at the type of questions that have been asked, that have also changed a little bit. They are not direct questions, they are not straightforward questions. Here also the examiner is playing with you. How? He is not asking you direct questions, he is asking lot of indirect questions to you guys. For example, look at this question. Question is quite simple. Indian shooting iconic star Abhinav Bindra has been awarded this prestigious Olympic order in recognition of his distinguished contribution to the Olympic movement. The question is, he became India's first ever Olympic individual gold medalist in which Olympic Games? Now the news, if you can see here, there was a new simple thing. Abhinav Bindra awarded the Olympic Order of Distinguished Contribution. Simple thing. This is a news article. Earlier what used to happen, direct questions were being picked from the news headings only. But this is not the case this year. What happened? Go in the article and then you will see Bindra was India's first individual gold medalist in the year 2008. Which means if you are preparing for the source, it's not just the heading. You have to really go in deep. There was a question on Carlos Alcaraz also, which is a Grand Slam. He has not won. This is again not a straightforward question. This is again a question that is indirect question where you should be aware about that what are the important Grand Slams Carlos Alcaraz has won. So this is one thing that is we are observing in the GA section, general awareness section. Lot of indirect questions are there. Okay, Ji? If you can see now from with regards to RBI notification, let's talk about that also. RBI notifications. Now, as I told you, RBI notifications, the weightage is increasing. But whether because there are lot of technicalities in RBI notifications, they are somehow master directions are there, some lengthiness with regards to the master circulars or notifications, there are lengthy notifications which are being released. But what is the thing we have to focus on? It says the questions are in depth. They are not straightforward. Again, if you look at the examination of 2024, overall it's not that an easy examination. The questions are in depth. But compare it to 2023, the number of attemptations can be enhanced. That is the only thing we will say. I will not say it's an easy examination. Still, your target should be in the range of 45 to 50 questions. You are performing really good. Okay, let's come back here. The questions are in depth, but why they are in depth? They are mostly data-based questions. You can see the questions here. Question on RBI's release bulk deposit limit for scheduled commercial banks. What is the minimum limit of bulk deposit? Then the question is on NBFCs. What is the asset size for the NBFC and is to appoint internal ombudsman as per the RBI internal ombudsman scheme. According to the RBI report, India's foreign exchange reserves are now sufficient to cover over dash of the projected imports, which means from the reports RBI is releasing, from the schemes which are there in the RBI press release notification or circulars, and the important changes RBI is making. You have to be very thorough about what are the changes being made, what this topic is all about, and if there is a factual information here, you have to focus here. So that is the learning you have to see. RBI notifications do not just, yes, understanding is important, but that also I will say if you are looking at a practical perspective. If there is a change made, you must know that what are the changes being made. There is an import here, that's an important data. So all these important factual informations you must be thorough with regards to RBI notification here. अब बढ़ते हैं आगे हमारा. अब देखो मैंने ये भी लिख दिया है कि कौन सी रिपोर्ट्स हैं जो पढ़नी है. They are all the reports which are mentioned in syllabus. RBI annual report, I will say financial stability report, trends and progress of banking in India report, report on currency and finance. Whatever the reports being given in the syllabus, read them thoroughly for phase 1 and phase 2. You can see the question has been asked from RBI annual report, financial inclusion index released by RBI, report on currency and finance, financial stability report, and then we have notification press releases. All these are the things which is not just notification. You have to cover the whole thing being asked in RBI in a very, I would say, collaborative manner. सब पढ़ना पड़ेगा. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं हमारा स्कीम्स के ऊपर. स्कीम्स के क्वेश्चंस कम हुए हैं, बिल्कुल सही बात है, पर स्कीम्स के क्वेश्चंस आ किस तरह के रहे हैं? केस स्टडी बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं, फैक्चुअल आ रहे हैं. Schemes questions are quite factual in nature. They are straight based facts being asked here. But if you look at the number of questions being asked, you can see here Awas Yojana, National Pension System, Sovereign Gold Bond. 3 schemes we were expecting. Okay, important hai. Look at the scheme. Olympic Podium Scheme. Target Olympic Podium Scheme. It was seen in news in the Press Information Bureau. Now we always say that we should read the flagship schemes. This is not a flagship scheme. This is not a scheme related to important ministries like Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. But इसका मतलब क्या है कि हर साल आपको एक आधी स्कीम ऐसी मिलेगी जो कि recently न्यूज में होगी, which is not being related to the flagship scheme or which is not being related to some important ministries. ठीक है? Then we have national monetization pipeline. Now, slowly and slowly, what we can observe is the questions are being asked from infrastructure-related schemes also, like Bharatamala, National Monetization Scheme, PM Gati Shakti schemes. They are focusing there. And then we have gender issue, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Overall, this tells us that if you are thorough with the syllabus, majority of questions you can tackle from those schemes which are related directly to the syllabus and they were seen in news. All of them were seen in news. It's not that they were not seen in news. So that is the criteria here. Look at the questions here. The questions is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was updated. So that is, it has been written, it has an updation has been done here. The question now is, what is the ambitious aim to construct 1 crore houses for urban poor with an investment of 10 lakh crore rupees and a government subsidy? What is the government subsidy they are getting? Again, they are focusing on what are the recent changes we are making here. Look at the question here. Under sovereign gold bond scheme, premature redemption can be done after how many years? It's a straightforward question being asked from a scheme. Same question was asked from National Pension Scheme also. That was with regards to the premature withdrawal. वो कब हो सकती है? Now, if you look at the questions here, guys, the thing is that it's not that you just have to focus on basic of the scheme. For covering these questions also, you have to go thorough with the scheme. That is the thing. क्वेश्चन सीधा आ रहा है वो सही है, बट फिर भी आपको थॉरोली पढ़ना पड़ेगा. अगर नहीं पढ़ रहे हो तो इट इज अ डिफिकल्ट थिंग फॉर अस. Then also the key features, aim and objectives, tenure, target, updations, they are again important that we can see here also. Now then comes to my next part, that is report section here. If you talk about reports, guys, this is somewhere I would say, we always used to say reports you can leave because they are not being asked questions, they are not asking questions from reports. But from the past 2 years, what we have observed is slowly and slowly RBI is giving more emphasis on reports. It can be vice versa, but we should not think about that thing. The only thing is we have to prepare reports thoroughly. Which part of reports? We should start with those reports which are first of all inclined towards both phase 1 and phase 2 because RBI annual report, report on currency and finance, they too are covered with RBI, but they have to be focused. Then we can see the major reports like Global Peace Index, Economic Survey, Union Budget, Sustainable Development Goal Index that has been asked. Then we have World Intellectual Property Organization. We have Migration and Development Report of World Bank being asked. Environmental performance of World Economic Forum has been asked, which means majorly if you see here also, they are asking questions from those reports which are again inclined towards both phase 1 and phase 2. But here if you look at here, now RBI in the last, if you talk about from the past 3 months, you should always focus on the reports being released by some private organization, and they are some random reports like Randstad Employer Brand Research Report. Okay, ji? That's one of the report I could say, a brand footprint report by Kantara. So they are reports asked from those reports which are released by private organizations. But still, if you want to focus, initial focus should be given on those reports which are related to those organizations like World Bank, World Economic Forum, I would say Union Budget, Economic Survey, Niti Aayog reports. They are the most important here. Again, if you look at the question here, now the level of question which they are asking is not an easy one. Here, if you can talk about here, you have to be really thorough. Look at the question. Which of the following companies have emerged as India's top 3 attractive employer brand according to the Randstad Employer Brand Reach Report? And they have given you 5 options. And then they have given you 1, 2, and 3, 1, 3, and 4, 2, 4, and 5. Which means it's not a simple question, which are the top 3. And this is a new trend which we are seeing. So whenever you are preparing a report, go with this mindset that they will be complicating the things for you in terms of reports. But on the other hand, they have asked questions from some reports which are quite straightforward also. So that's a mixture of blend they are doing in report section. And every year, you will see this sort of question being asked from a report. It could be Brand Finance Index, it could be Randstad report. Generally from those reports, what we are seeing is which are from private organizations, but they're not related to syllabus. Here, straightforward question has been asked, but that also I would say you should be thorough about the data. The major changes being there in the report, that we should be thorough here. Now let's talk about the questions being asked from finance current affairs. Because started with ESI current affairs. Again, I would say guys, they were being ESI and finance current affairs. If I talk about here, ESI current affairs, again they were prominent topics which were seen in news. They have asked the question here. Coming to finance current affairs, you can see here majorly what the organization they are focusing on is SEBI. SEBI is one organization which RBI is now targeting from the past 2 to 3 years. You can see this year the question has been asked from SEBI's. You can talk about SEBI's changes what SEBI is making. They are asking direct questions here. You can see threshold limit for basic service demat accounts. Direct question. Again, a factual based question. Then India's foreign exchange FAR bonds could rise up to how much percentage? That's again a question with regarding to primary and secondary market. So SEBI, I would say IRDAI, they are the prominent organization, but primarily SEBI and the primary and secondary market is the major point where RBI is focusing now. So you should be thorough about that thing. Then there was question from static based questions were there, which you generally read with regards to the phase 2 of the examination. Like the question was there on all India financial institutions. There were a question on the committees of RBI. Okay. So you can see here the question, because these are the things which we generally say they are more important with regards to the phase 2 of the examination. But again, the thing that I've started with, this examination of 2024 and 2023 has given us one clarity that guys, you have to be thorough with regards to your phase 2 examination, because that phase 2 examination preparation is something which is helping in the phase 1 examination. So initially when you are preparing, start with this mindset that I have to prepare for phase 2 examination. When the notification comes, then jump to the general awareness section from which we are seeing the questions and weightage is reducing there. So there's a question being asked regarding to financial static. Which of the following institutions are not the all India financial institution is the question being asked here. Now this is the thing that if we talk about overall, we have discussed about topics, timeline. Now comes the next part, the sources that I have talked to you about, because this is the most important. कौन से sources से पढ़े? Here again, if you see the sources, guys, prominent sources I would say is Press Information Bureau is again dominating here. There are 21 questions being asked from Press Information Bureau, and if you complement it with, I would say PIB, RBI website. Now I'm creating Livemint here, but along with Livemint, I would say Livemint plus Business Standard. If I club with all these things. So here you will see 21, 18 plus 18. Around and around your 57 questions you can tackle from these prominent sources of PIB, RBI, Livemint and Business Standard here. But guys, that again comes to one question that will always be coming into your mind. That what is the prime source you must follow? I would say Press Information Bureau and RBI website, that you must follow. With regards to these newspapers, you can pick any one of them, be it Business Standard or be it Live Mint. But क्योंकि इतने ज़्यादा sources हैं, if you are, I can say, if you are an experienced aspirant, you have given at least 2 to 3 attempts, then I must say that guys, you can go with these sources because that is something we can start. But on the other hand, if you're a student who have just started the preparation and who is in this dilemma that sir, इसमें से पढ़ना कैसे है, इसमें से क्या करना है, I again say guys, go with the compilations, but yes, make sure that these compilations that you are reading are covering these important sources. Because initially you can start, but ultimately it really becomes difficult for a student that how we can go through this analysis. तो important मुश्किल हो जाता है सारे के सारे topics पढ़ना. तो वो चीज का ध्यान रखना, ठीक है? And this is how the sources are being arranged here. Now let's talk about the final thing, that what are the learnings you have. Importantly, if we talk about here the learnings that we got from 2024 examination is, first of all, with regards to months, I would again say guys, desirably 5 months and last 3 months are playing a prominent role here. With regards to the topics, if I talk about here, the major thing that you must focus on is, it's not about general awareness. It's more about if you're preparing for phase 2 examination in a very thorough level, that is really helping you. Be it RBI notifications, be it reports, be it ESI current affairs, finance current affairs, or schemes, or unit budget and economic survey. These are the things whose weightage is increasing, on contrary to the general awareness topic like books and authors, persons in news, awards, defense exercises, science and technology, the weightage is reducing here. Coming to the topic wise division, general awareness, obviously guys, the questions are not direct, they are indirect in nature. For remaining part like RBI, notifications, reports, finance current affairs, the questions are factual in nature, they were straightforward, but again they were from really being asked from in-depth. They are not that much easy question which we can see here. Coming to the sources, obviously the thing that we are seeing from the past few years is that Press Information Bureau is still a dominant source, but I cannot say it's only the one source that you can follow. You have to complement it with the RBI website, the sources like Live Mint or Business Standard you can follow. But again, my advice to all of you still would be that go with the compilation who are covering all these prominent sources. That should be the thing. Okay guys, so this is all about our analysis with regards to the 2024 phase 1 examination, and this is on, I hope now on this analysis you can start with your preparation now. Or start karo phase 2 ki preparation abhi se shuru kar do. Do not wait till the end. And now guys, at the end, if you are a student who wants a proper guidance, so we have designed these 2 courses for you guys, that is RBI Grade B Gold and RBI Grade B Silver package. If you want an overall thorough preparation, that is with regards to quant, reasoning and English, your finance and management, current affairs, interviews, so you can go with this package of Gold pack of RBI, where we are offering you phase 1, phase 2 interview complete guidance here. Then if you are good in quant, reasoning or English, but you can say that my general awareness section, my phase 2 related topics, I have to cover them. So then you can go with our silver package also, that is here, you can get the thing. But before you go to the course, I would say just one thing guys, that before you just start, you think about purchasing, I myself will say guys, we have provided you free materials, free sample materials. Please go and see that sample materials and then make an informed decision whether you want to purchase this course or not. Or if you can prepare on your own, that is really good thing. Now, if you decided that yes, you want to purchase the course, how you can do this thing guys? You can go to the website of EduTap, that is edutap.in, click on the courses, go to the courses of RBI Grade B. So these are courses that you will be getting here, okay? This is what you will be getting here, the thing that I have explained to you. Silver course, your gold course are being there. Similarly, we have this test series also if you want to just practice the MCQs. And here guys, we have given you the course validity, 1 year, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. And with regards to the offers guys, whenever you will go to the website, the offers that will be available at that point of time, you can avail that specific offer here. And this is all about our session for the day guys, where we have analyzed the phase 1 examination. I hope this analysis will really help you in kickstarting your preparation for the 2025 examination. Still, anything that is in your mind, you want to ask me, you can drop us an email that is on our email ID, hello@edutap.co.in, or you guys can have a call with us on the number 81462072441. So guys, now start your preparation. ठीक है ना, do not wait कि यार अब करें कल करेंगे, अभी से पढ़ना शुरू कर दो. और टारगेट रख लो कि इस साल 2025 में तो एग्जाम फोड़ ही देना है। चलिए जी, बाय बाय।